Welcome to a new episode of Lisa, Max and the T-Rex. My favorite dinosaur is Triceratops, and Lisa and Max are more into Tyrannosaurus, like most people. And of course, I can understand that. Just because I like Triceratops doesn't mean I don't think that Tyrannosaurus isn't totally awesome too. It is not for nothing that I have the T-Rex in the title of this channel. It is always something very special to see the king of the dinosaurs in an exhibition. So it's high time for an episode about the ruler of the Cretaceous. If you want to know what Tyrannosaurus sounded like, be sure to stick around until the end of this video. Lisa knows exactly what that sounded like. So without further ado, here are 7 quick facts about Tyrannosaurus. The first isolated teeth of Tyrannosaurus were found in Colorado in 1874. In the 1890s, individual bones of the postcranial skeleton were discovered in eastern Wyoming. At last, in 1900, the first partial skeleton of Tyrannosaurus was discovered by Barnum Brown in East Wyoming as well, in the same region where the first complete Triceratops had been found. Henry Fairfield Osborn, who at the time was the president of the American Museum of Natural History in New York, named this animal Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the tyrant lizards. 2 years later, Barnum Brown found another partial skeleton in the Hell Creek Formation in Montana. Brown wrote of this find, "I have never seen anything like it from the Cretaceous." In 1905, Osborn named this animal Tyrannosaurus imperiosus, which means something like imperial power lizard. A year later, however, he realized that the bones of the two finds came from two animals of the same species and decided to name it Tyrannosaurus. The lower jaw of the animal, which he at first called Tyrannosaurus, is still on display at the Natural History Museum in London today. Many of you will have already noticed by now, we're talking about the Lance and the Hell Creek Formation again, the same layers where Triceratops was found. As we know from the last video, the Lance and the Hell Creek Formation are composed of Cretaceous sediments formed during the last 2 million years before the asteroid impact that led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. Thus, Tyrannosaurus was also one of the last dinosaurs outside the bird lineage. In the 1990s, 2 of the most complete tyrannosaurs in the world were discovered. Stan, who was on display at the Black Hills Institute in South Dakota for a long time, and Sue, who can be admired at the Field Museum in Chicago. Stan and Sue got their nicknames from their respective discoverers, Stan Zackerson and Sue Hendrickson. Stan was back in the news recently because he was sold to an unknown bidder for a staggering sum of $31.8 million US. I was lucky enough to see him in South Dakota in 2019. Sue also got her nickname from her discoverer, but it is not clear whether Sue was actually female or not. Only if she had so-called medullary bone would that be a clear indication. These are bones in which calcium is stored. This type of bone occurs only in female birds and dinosaurs when they are sexually mature and able to lay eggs. In 1946, a perfectly preserved skull of a small tyrannosaurid was discovered, to which Backer and his colleagues assigned a new species name in 1988, Nanotyrannus lancensis, which means something like the dwarf tyrant from the Lance Formation, which is a bit weird because the remains are actually from the Hell Creek Formation. Since then, there has been an ongoing debate as to whether this is truly a new species or just a young Tyrannosaurus rex. The latest findings indicate that it was actually a young T-Rex, but the relatively long arms and the different tooth formula, it had more teeth in its jaw than an adult animal, are suspicious. Why it still makes sense and what that has to do with allometry and variability, I will have to explain in another video. One of the most spectacular finds, in my opinion, was made in 2006 in Montana. This fossil comprises a virtually complete Tyrannosaurus and a complete Triceratops united in agony. This is direct evidence that Tyrannosaurs hunted Triceratops. For a long time, the fossil was in private hands and inaccessible to science, until 14 years later a museum in North Carolina finally bought this gem. It will eventually be presented to the public in 2022, and I can't wait to finally see these 2 fighting dinosaurs in an exhibition. That's it for today for Lisa, Max and the T-Rex. There's a lot more to tell about Tyrannosaurus. If you continue to support this channel, I might do a sequel. If you liked it, please hit the like button and please share it with your friends. Tell me in the comments which is your favorite dinosaur, and if you always want to stay up to date, you can subscribe to the channel. Here's a link for the Triceratops video once again. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.
Elisabeth, wie macht der Tyrannosaurus?